Everywhere GBS.
What's up, my beautiful people? It's your girl Brenda Mlamba here, and warm welcome to Women's View. This is the show that you don't want to miss. We give you entertainment and trending story from around the world. And the topic of the day is giving voice to a girl child. My boy msijali, I got you. We know, wahenga wanasema ukielimisha mama umeelimisha jamii. So jua ya kwamba tukielimishwa hata nyinyi mmeelimishwa. And we have the ladies among us. We are going to talk and we are going to start with the trending story. And remember, kindly to interact with us through our SMS line is 21144, and all the comments, all our social media platform at GBHCB Africa. Wacha ladies waseme hi, tuanze tuchape udaku, then we get to the topic of the day.
Wow, hello ladies. Hello. Wow, viewers, how have you been? Hope you have been good. Nimewamiss. I know it's a chilly day, lakini leo tunaenda kupata warmth from tunaongea about mambo ya girl child. Karibuni sana and get the show. I'm Ann Muruga.
Hey beautiful people, welcome to the show. Isabel Kariuki here. Leo mambo imechemka. Kikombe ya chai wekelea hapo ama kajuice ama ni uji yeyote tu. Bill ni kwangu Poa, karibuni.
Hi amazing people, naitwa Quinta. Tumeanza mambo moto moto, stay tuned.
Okay, all right, let's get started. Okay, imagine by Ellen.
Hapo umeanza na imagine.
Mambo yamechemka.
Hebu nikunywe kachai. Ati imagine.
Imagine una buy airtime. Secondly, una buy airtime ya 12,000.
12 what?
12k. Mimi nakwambia kwani mimi naenda tu nalala kwa hiyo mlango ya Safaricom na tafadhali hebu jaribu mnirudishie tu hii airtime yangu, hii 12k yangu.
Haina shida. Haitaenda kwa jirani. Haitaenda kwa jirani.
But now you can imagine 12k utaanza kusambazia watu ambao utafanyaje?
No, so you can use it for 2
years.
years.
Last year. Hey.
Utatumia for 2 years.
Last year.
Not for 2 years.
It happened to me that thing. Yeah, nilikuwa nimenunua HK. Mtu usikia baridi, unasikia kujikojolea.
Airtime ni yako, simu ni yako, pesa ni yako.
Lakini you know uko umeplan kufanya hivyo. Uko umeplan.
Hiyo pesa una imagine 12 years, 12k. Hiyo pesa ulikuwa umeplania maybe something else. Ama kutumia mama yako nyumbani ushago.
Alafu
unatafuta ingine.
Alafu shida ni unaona ukishatutumia tu hiyo even a single coin uwezi rudishiwa, upatangi utatumia za airtime na hakuna mtu anataka kuzua credit.
Na imagine sahi na hii economy.
I'm asking, hakuna venye hiyo pesa inaweza reversiwa back like you have the 12k. Alafu ibaki tu kwa your M-Pesa account.
No, they huwa wana reverse. But ukishatumia even a single coin,
it can't be reversed.
Yes,
Jamani Safaricom. Jamani
usiporealize haraka uwapigie ama ukimbie kwao. Wanakwamba kama umetumia ujue itarudi.
Si ni pesa yako haujaibia mtu hata kama ni
Si hata ikiwa kwa airtime yako.
Airtime hapana, airtime ni tricky.
Kwani nani atatumia?
Unajua kuna venye utawasha tu pigia like kila mtu no.
Lakini
you know what people
kupigia watu ovyo ovyo atanzania airtime niko na airtime.
Watu kuna mapesa, kuna do.
Unapigiana na bado inakuuma mtumie hiyo do yote.
Yeah.
Wewe kwanza hebu weka hiyo 12k juu hata hujai nipigia. At least unipigie hiyo vlog. Weka hata ya 5. Weka hata ya 5 unipigie.
Depression itamaliza.
Afadhali nitumia bundles. Now imagine nitumia bundles maybe naweza buy a 10 bob. So hiyo economy ni buy. We have to budget a 10 bob na na chat na almost 10 people. I'm 100 people. WhatsApp message. Lakini now you can imagine 10 bob unaweza call now 10 people.
If I may ask.
Sasa
Hapo kuna digit ngapi? 12,000.
Alifungua akaona ndio hiyo.
Kuna digit ngapi? 12.
Aliweka aje by the way?
12?
1 2 3. Labda ilikuwa password. Ninajua bado naelewa.
Ama alikuwa anataka kubai ya 12 bob.
Labda ilikuwa password.
Ati ya 12 bob. Na hizi digits za tatu, zingine 3 000.
Sasa nakwambia.
Ni mtoto alifinya,
Acha niwaambie, it happens, unafinyanga ukifikiria ni password, kumbe umeenda vice versa. The moment unaona message inakukujia, shock ndio hiyo.
Password.
Nakwambia
It happens. Lakini na kabla urudishiwe.
wewe Isabella sema tu hivyo juu kupata. Wacha itakupata siku moja utashangaa.
Nimewambia ilinipata.
Ilinipata. By the way nilikuwa nataka kununua ya 15.
Okay.
15 bob.
Acheni za ovyo.
Nikanunua ya 1500.
Wow.
1500
ni kidogo.
Hiyo naweza. Nilinunua ya 8K na unajua sasa ilikuwa different network. So ukipigia Safaricom wanakwambia sasa labda upigie wale. Sasa na unajua wale wanakuanga wamepea license yao watu wa kuuza airtime. So wale wakiwatumia mail walituwatumia like sijui hata 10 times. Wale hawataki kurudisha. Until nikafuata unajua wataki kunipea na contacts direct zao wenye wamewapea hiyo kazi. Nakwambia kabla nipate hiyo pesa ni kama nilikuwa nimetumia 2K. Transport kiwafuata.
But ulipata.
Nilipata after struggle.
Nilitumia airtime I think for 3 months.
Hiyo tu kwa sawa.
Alafu unanunua minutes. Unajibamba the whole.
Sasa ndio hiyo. Unajua inakuwasha inabidi unapigia.
Sasa wewe
na sasa si pesa ni yako.
Sasa wewe sasa unapigia wewe mtu anachoka na kuongea na simu anakuweka hivi. Anakuweka pale.
Haina shida as long as unanisikiza. As long as unanisikiza. Wewe
inakuwasha ni simu.
Hata ukiweka kitchen alafu wewe uko bedroom. As long as unanisikiza. Ama unaweka bluetooth.
Kwenda wewe jai buy me second ile ndio jai.
Sijawahi jipata kwa hiyo situation. Labda ni hii mwaka.
Okay, ladies, let's move on to our next story. It's about Bill Gates. Has some regret. The Microsoft co-founder has openly admitted he wishes he would spend more of his time with his family, enjoying vacation and weekend with them while his children grew up. Kuna mambo ya regret na kwamba watu kujipanga kama ni sasa hivi.
Ndio nakwambia ukiwa maskini shida, ukiwa na pesa shida.
Unajua? Okay, fine. Bill Gates ni role model wa wengi. Juu hajasoma, hakusoma. Si ati hajasoma, lakini hajasoma vile unaweza expect amesoma kulingana na pesa yake. So wakati sasa alianza hiyo biashara. Si unajua sasa pesa ikiingia una forget.
You focus on the business.
On the business because it need a lot of attention. Sasa imefika mahali akaona sasa hiyo pesa hakuna kitu inaweza nunua. Hizi nunua health, hizi nunua life. So akaona hiyo pesa yote na hiyo hard work afadhali hata angekuwa na family na family na hiyo happiness alafu anaona he wasted a lot of time maybe kutafuta mado. Sasa imefika mahali anaona sasa hii pesa yote shule
na pia miaka imesonga.
Sasa watoto maybe watoto sasa walisoma wakaenda wako independent. Hata ukimpigia simu kumpata ni shida.
You know there are so many things we do. We feel that tunafeel saa hiyo tu we think about that moment. Atufikiria about tomorrow. You just happy about today. Auoni kama iko na consequences about tomorrow. Na hiyo mind, hiyo ni funzo mzuri sana inatuonesha what we are doing today we must think about the future. Itatufanyia nini? Kwa sababu
una balance.
Kitu moja we are so much involved like nowadays. Kila mtu anataka kuwa na my house, my car, my money. Obviously, hizi vitu zote zikuje because you have money. So we are too much into making money Hata nowadays pia wasichana wataki kuolewa, wanasema I want to first to make my money. I want to have own my own house, my own whatever.
You don't get kids because when you get the kids,
wanawachukulia watoto ni kama watakuja kuwavuta nyuma. So family is very important. Hata sisi hatungekuwa na familia, tungekuwa where we are today. Na by end of the day, hakuna kitu moja huwezi separate. Tunaambiwa blood is thicker than water. Unaona? The moment umekuja umeanza ku regret, oh I wish I could have done it is too late. Unaona? Hiyo kitu ndio itamuhound. Kumaanisha yes he has a lot of money but kwa moyo wake
it's
empty. Juu kama ni watoto hajabond na hao watoto. Kama ni wife ashakuwa mimi hata sikuonagi kama unaona. Nisikia mwingine akisema si hakunywa kwani pesa ni yake. Unaona hakuna hiyo connection. Unaona, even though you are getting everything with money, but there is something you cannot buy with money.
Yeah, it's true. From this, I guess a lot of people, even not even the rich people or just everyone, they tend to just look for money on a jisahau. Even you don't like take time even to take yourself maybe out. Upumue kidogo juu sai maisha ni ngumu. There's a lot of challenges, but again you don't have to lose yourself because unatengeneza pesa. It's high time people realize that it's also good to even have those close people 1 or 2 days mna interact. Juu mambo ni mengi.
Kuna mzee
Mambo ni mengi.
That guy hakuwa tu amesoma sana but ni wale watu wealth iliwakubali. He was extremely rich. So unapata in town unasikia building ni yake, this school belongs to this person, hivyo. But alikuwa stingy, even anakuwa mean even to himself. Unaona? Mtu akuli lunch. Unaona raha ni kama ana waste. Yes akona do but so painful.
Kwani mkikuyu?
So sitataja ni nani. It happened, wasichana wake yes alisomesha vizuri but they become very arrogant because walitawala na pesa they cannot always come vizuri even na other people in the society. It happened one time huyo mzee alikufa. Do you know how watoto walianza kufight hizo mali? Waliuza mashule, wakauza what not. So by the end of it, mzee alipata maybe hata aliuliwa na hizo mali ni stress yes kuna pesa. Always treat even yourself.
Unavaa koti la kai.
So so the moment he died,
I wish to kujua mimi. Kila mtu atangoja.
Mungu anajua. So watu watumie pesa iwazoee. Wacha niseme hivyo. Pesa watasi.
Money is good
Tumie
but
kuzoea.
I think unajaribu kubalance family, yourself and money.
Yeah, at the end of the day, pesa ni poa but si kila kitu.
Yeah, lakini the problem is nowadays watu wanaona nikikuwa na familia itani drugs sitaweza kutafuta. Like nowadays many people nimesikia so many young people wanna dream about kwenda abroad. Wanasema huko ndio kuko na pesa.
Canada.
Yeah, so many countries. So ukiangalia so
Nasikia Canada wanataka watu wasi wa job.
Yeah, wamekuwa na mind.
Kuna job opportunities.
Wamekuwa na mind I cannot make it in Kenya. Kwa sababu ukiangalia mtu sometimes hata miaka imesonga kwa 30. The moment umeenda unaenda kuna renew miaka ya kuishi kurudi kushafikisha 40. Yes, you have money but mambo ya family issues story mention.
Okay, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Keep the SMS coming at 21144 and all the comments all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. And remember, the topic of the day is giving voice to a girl child. Stay tuned.
Part 2 of co-parenting.
She came running to me. She asked me, do you have a dad? at age 4. And I think it is very important for every parent to just let the child know the truth.
We minimize an effect of stress to children.
We are co-parenting, but I'm still in love with that guy. I'm thinking he belongs to me. He should not be with anyone else.
So when the child is with me, for example, for those 2 weeks. The agenda of me to the child should not be the father. That new relationship, they need to understand, I have children. I have a daughter somewhere. I have a son somewhere.
But because of the children, we'll have to go down and just be good to these Jamas.
How now do we balance that?
Mbona unafanya hivi?
As usual, we have an amazing show for you today because the person today we have on this show is what we would call a multi-hyphenate.
I love art. So naturally, I have a very free spirit when it comes to artistic disciplines.
What don't you do?
Math.
You and I both.
If I go way back, I guess I always wanted to be on stage, yeah? So
Nyinyi ndo mlikuwa founders wa Sip and Paint, mkikunywa juice box ya Raibina, mkichora na vidole.
So you remember this era where guys had names on Facebook, yeah?
Yeah.
You'd go and make like
Ninja somebody Cabral.
yeah. So Galisha sijui who.
Print.
Yeah. Mbona unafanya hivi?
As usual, we have an amazing show for you today because the person today we have on this show is what we would call a multi-hyphenate.
I love art. So naturally, I have a very free spirit when it comes to artistic disciplines.
What don't you do?
Math.
You and I both.
If I go way back, I guess I always wanted to be on stage, yeah? So
Nyinyi ndo mlikuwa founders wa Sip and Paint, mkikunywa juice box ya Raibina, mkichora na vidole.
So you remember this era where guys had names on Facebook, yeah?
Yeah.
You'd go and make like
Ninja somebody Cabral.
yeah. So Galisha sijui who.
Print.
Yeah.
Print.
Everywhere, GBS.
Welcome back to Women's View. Remember that this is the show that keeps you entertained and capture everything that's happened around the world. And the topic of the day is giving voice to a girl child. We have a guest among us. He's going to introduce himself as we continue. Karibu sana, Bwana Gibson.
Asante.
Yeah.
Hi, viewers. It's a pleasure to be hosted here, Brenda. It's my first time to be here and I'm very glad. My name is Gibson Nganga. I work for Hope Worldwide Kenya. Hope Worldwide Kenya is a faith-based non-governmental NGO which works with children, youth, and other key populations in giving them empowerment interventions, with a vision to realize empowered, healthy, and safe communities. I think what has made you invite me here is because of a project that we implement in Hope Worldwide Kenya, which is a girl empowerment project, which we named Dreams. And Dreams is made possible by the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS relief in Africa and other countries. That is basically money from the US, from the Americans, which has we work closely with PEFA, and currently the project in the country is also funded through CHEP Kenya. It's also an NGO which is locally registered, and I think that's why we are here. We are covering about 44 wards in Nairobi County, and we are currently serving about 92,000 adolescent girls and young women between the age of 10 to 24 years old.
Wow, that's so nice.
And also
Why?
Quinta is also, she's a beneficiary. Quinta is also my colleague. She works in Hope World Kenya. I think that part you didn't get to hear in the first part where you were chatting. And I'm very excited to be here to speak about empowerment of girls and giving girls a voice.
Why girl child?
Yeah, anytime I speak about the Dreams Project, that is usually the first question.
Yeah, sure.
Why the girl child? Very good. The project is predominantly a HIV prevention program.
Wow.
Yes. So that's where we start. It's about HIV prevention, but then there is a whole range of other interventions that will lead to HIV prevention. So why the girl child is because many studies have been done which have shown that the women compared to the men have more prevalence of HIV than the men. And also other studies include that the girls that are between 15 to 24 years old in some regions, and especially in sub-Saharan Africa, could be between 2 to 14 times likely to get HIV as compared to their male counterparts. So why the girl child is because of the subject of HIV prevention, because of their high vulnerability compared to the boy child in that context. So that is why the girl child. But we've not left with the boy child. In some components of the programming tumeingiza boy child kule ndani. Yeah, so because huyu msichana hizi operate kwa society alone. Yeah, she has to be anchored into some systems which these systems have the boy child. So we have also involved the boy child in it. Both targeting adolescent boys and young men, and or any other male population, because even the young girls get to interact with the older men. So it is a wide programming, but giving the girl child the voice, we find it as a best tool so that you can use the girl to protect herself. Self-managed health. Yeah.
So how do you get rid to this the girl child? Because now I'm thinking of a girl in Maasai land.
Yeah.
Maybe she's being forced by her parents to go for circumcision, and maybe if you're not circumcised, you are being cut out of the community. And no one is there to hear you, to hear your voice. So how can you help a girl who is in such condition, and how can you reach out to her?
All right. Brenda, hata umeenda mbali sana. Umasai iko tu hapa Nairobi pia.
Nairobi.
Hata nimekaa hivi nikafikiria. Niko interested sana kujua. Linda is a beneficiary. Aliwajuaje? How has it benefited her?
Let me just respond to the part of that FGM issue, then we can get to Quinta. The design of the project has some scientific approach on community development, where you start by engaging the community itself. You can't do this kind of a program bila community systems. Kwa ground. Lazima una involve local authority. So we have project advisors in the community level, where we involve the chief, tuna involve wa chairman wa nyumba 10, tuna involve some key informants within the community.
So it is involving kila mtu kwa society.
Kila mtu kwa society. We can't do this alone. We are very well anchored within the policies provided by the Ministry of Education and Ministry of Health. And also now that we are really covering Nairobi, the county government of Nairobi is very much into it, all the way from the director of health. And so when you are well anchored like that, then you also work with the girl child who are also adults within those settings to help you identify possible cases like you're saying. And we keep talking to them. Even the parents are involved into this programming, because if you want to really target the girl, if you have the girl at the center, then within that girl, around there, the immediate circle is a family.
Sure.
So you also need some interventions that are targeted to the parents or the caregiver.
Because you can find that wazazi wengine ni
vichwa ngumu. Sasa ukimalizana na parents, kumbuka the girl is at the center, the family okay, the parents, and then just outside those parents is the community. So that you can change some community norms, like you're saying about FGM. Hizo mambo sasa usipo deal pia na community yote, so pia ni shida. And then now outside of that, or within the community, you also target the male partners or the boy child as well. Hiyo ndio holistic approach. So utaona tuna deal na msichana ndio, lakini there are many other activities that Quinta can talk about, where we train the community gatekeepers. Tunaleta machief pamoja, tunawaelimisha mambo kadha wa kadha. Tunaleta wazee wa kijiji pamoja, tunawaelimisha mambo kadha wa kadha. All in the aim of making sure that the girl is safe and she has a voice, she can be heard.
Kwa sababu pia tumeona especially in the slums, msichana akishafika hiyo teenage stage, there are so many challenges zenye zinakuja na hiyo age, na ndio unapata we lose them at that age. Wengine unapata maybe mzazi si responsible, anaambiwa hata wewe unaweza toka ukatafute, so you find that they involve themselves in such life. Have you ever come across a challenge you want to mentor this girl? Na mzazi yako like the pull and push. How do you handle such cases?
In fact, that is one of our main challenges. Kwa sababu our programming is basically in the informal settlements. We are in about 44 wards within Nairobi. So without listing all of them, the entire stretch of Kibra, the entire stretch of Mukuru slums, the entire stretch of Korogocho, Kariobangi, some parts of Kibagare, there's a slum there around Kitisuru, some parts of Nando, some parts of Tasia, still just off Mukuru a little bit. So those are slum settings. Now literacy levels for some of these caregivers is low. Na sio kupenda kwao. Unaona ni maisha iliwakuta hivyo. Sasa huyu mzazi ukimwambia ati huyu mtoto anakuja kwa dream site kuelimishwa, she can't touch that education. Haoni hiyo masomo hizi shika. Lakini ukimlipia school fees aone umepeana check. One of our interventions is education subsidies, what is famously known as bursaries. Sasa wakati ameona umelipia mtoto, sasa ndio anaona ni kama mtoto wake anasaidika. Lakini hii masomo mengine yote tunaelimishana kuhusu my health, my choice, healthy choices for a better future, families matter programs. Kwao hiyo hawaoni ikiwa tangible. Wengine hata wanaona mtoto ni kama hafai kuenda kwa hiyo mradi, kwa sababu wamezoea support ni
shika unga,
shika hii. That is one of the challenges, but we try to program around that because as a community, and that's how it is. So we try and blend in. Tunaleta wazazi mara mingi, tunawaelimisha pia wenye wanakuja. Alafu kuna a lot of community comparisons and cross learning. Mtoto wako akisaidika, una communicate kwa mwenzako, wangu alifanya hii, wangu ameimprove hii, wangu ameimprove hii. So we try and also leverage from that kind of an. But I think Quinta, you can also share what your thoughts are around the same. Kama ulikatazwa kukuja dreams. Na sasa ako na voice. Yeah, na ako na voice.
For me, I think my parents embraced dreams very much, because unajua kuna tu zile vitu wazazi hawawezi kukuambia. In the society sahi kuna zile vitu wazazi wanasema hii mtoto akijua ataingia kwa vitu mbaya. But again, you find that young girls currently from the ages of 10, they know a lot of things. Even we saw some statistics that the youngest mother in Kenya is 8 years. So what does even that have to mean? That watoto wanajua vitu mingi. And you see now the parent wanna neglect that part, and they don't want to tell their kids that, by the way, as you are growing, utapatana na hii na hii, and this is how to go about this. So again, for me it was smooth. I can't say that walikuwa wananiambia siende huko sijui nini. But you see, when I went to Dreams, I got a lot of information that even maybe at some point my parents, they want to share with me, but walipata tu najua. And for them it was a plus, because Dreams for me is light because I got a safe space. Ni place yenye utaambiwa vitu venye ziko. Si ati una tia kwa bush. If you have sex at a young age, you get pregnant. If you don't do this, you'll... So there's always impact in whatever you do. So you have the information. Umepatiwa information, everything, A to Z. But now it's upon you to do the right thing. Yeah.
Okay. Now my question is, wale wamepitia dream girl, ni wote wanakuwa successfully ama kuna wale like vichwa ngumu tu? There is a girl amepitia dream girl, but she's pregnant maybe.
Yeah.
How do you handle such cases? And maybe when she gets pregnant, will you continue like maybe through the journey with her, umelimisha, umambia, now you have to get the child to take care of him or her. Maybe if you want to go back to school, something like that. Ama like umepata mtoi na tulikuambia wewe. Rudi kwenyu. Yeah.
I think Brenda, wacha tuanzie na pahali wanasemanga kuvunjika kwa mwiko. Sio mwisho ya kupika ugali. And many ladies have made it in life even after getting an early pregnancy. Even much better.
Yeah.
So it's not the end of the road. What we do is give you the empowerment such that should such a situation happen, you still are very empowered to negotiate your way through life. Because getting pregnant is not the end of the road. In fact, one of our main components within Dreams is to integrate the pregnant and breastfeeding girls into the program. We are even camping into public health facilities where ladies go for A&C clinics. And we've partnered with quite a number, especially in all those wards where we are implementing. And we have sensitized the facility in charges, the hospital in charges. We have sensitized the nurses who are doing the A&C clinics and told them, if you encounter a girl between 10 to 24 years old, tupigie simu. Haraka sana. Some of those facilities, we have put in a girl, a mentor, who comes in that facility every day, even as you speak. Not to just mentor, but to identify and bring her to Dreams, so that we can continue on with the journey. And you ask about success rate. Some evaluations are still happening within some partners internationally who have been contracted by PEPFAR to help us ascertain the impact of the project. But from a face value, I also hear around here there are alumni of Dream Girls. I'm so excited. I keep getting that across when I travel around, and I get very happy. There are successful cases of girls who we've empowered from those slum settings and are doing well out there. Just the other day we were interviewing a girl who is working at the National Assembly, Parliament. There's another girl working at Aga Khan Hospital, and many other success stories that we have documented. On the other side of it, there are still girls who are in the Dreams project, but are still struggling with really getting this empowerment to take them, to elevate them from the kind of vulnerabilities that they are in. So kuna wenye bado wana struggle, lakini it's our work to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. In Dreams, we graduate girls so that we can create room for others to come and benefit from the interventions. And so there are those that we have not yet graduated because the assessment shows that she still needs some support. So we still maintain them within the project. Yeah, and you can also be re-enrolled back even after graduation. There is a follow-up. Should your vulnerabilities have reoccurred, then we can accommodate you back, because the kind of interventions we do have curriculum. We know who is supposed to train, when, how long, and they are also age appropriate. What we do with a 12-year-old is different from what we do with a 20-year-old, because they are dealing with different aspects. For example, a girl who is 18 years and above, their priorities have changed. Yeye anafikiria biashara, anafikiria boyfriend, hata anaweza kuwa kona mtoto. Sasa huwezi weka class moja na msichana wa 15 year old. No. So how tunaanza kuongea maneno ingine. There is an age you can't speak about condom and prevention. No, you can't. But at some point when you are 18 year old, we need to tell you, if you are sexually active, use a condom. Okay? If it is a must, you get it. Na pia msichana wa 18 years and above, sasa si anaanza kufikiria biashara. The training there has to be around entrepreneurship. Sometimes we do support those that are in business and give them resources or a kit to boost up their business. We also support girls to go back to vocational skills institutions wenye wako sasa hiyo miaka unaona sasa hata kazi huwezi patia mtoto 18 years and below you ni mtoto unafanya kazi gani? But 18 years and above the interventions zina shift. Okay? Yeah, even those that are targeting on behavior. 10 to 12 to 14, the way una progress hivyo, content inaenda ikibadilika. Yes.
Nilikuwa na swali la mkienda across those girls, maybe kuna wale sijui kama mshapata cases maybe wako HIV positive. Such cases huwa mna neglect how do you handle them? Do you still stay with them and mentor them or what happens?
In fact, that is one of the main reasons we have dreams. Those vulnerabilities are the ones we deal with. The situation of early pregnancies, the situations of a HIV positive case, the situations of orphanhood, all those are the reasons why dreams exist. And so for a HIV, in fact, before we even get to that, some of the biomedical interventions we offer include HIV testing. Tunapima wasichana HIV.
Wakishakuja mnawachukua.
Yes, lakini sio wote, especially wakianzia miaka 15 kuelekea. Kwa sababu serikali iko na sheria yake. You can't test a minor below 15. So we test you for HIV, we do a lot of STI screening, FP provision and all that. So mwenye amepimwa anapatikana hako HIV positive, it doesn't end there. We have to link you to a facility where you'll access treatment. ARVs.
That's nice.
And then we need to follow up with you until you remain virally suppressed. You get? Na tuachani na wewe. Yes. Unless we get to graduate you, but hata ukigraduate, you are a focus for us so that you can remain virally suppressed and live a healthy life. You know, by the way, gone are the days. Sijui kama mnakumbuka tukionyesha mambo ya HIV ulikuwa unaonyeshwa mtu ako mtu amekonda. Sijui ako kwa bed. Tulikuwa tunaonyeshwa videos za STIs unaonyeshwa, you know, the genitalia zinakaa, sijui unakuwa scared. Gone are those days. People are living with HIV comfortably. They are speaking about it. It's not a big deal. You go confirm your HIV status. If you are HIV positive, you are put on treatment and you suppress, and then you are good to go. In fact, just today in the morning, I had an early morning meeting with our donor, CHEB and other CDC partners, and we are discussing about an upcoming conference in Nakuru, which is known as OTZ 000 for the adolescent young people living with HIV. Okay, so they will converge there in Nakuru, Sarova Woodlands there for a 2-3 day conference. So which means we acknowledge that they are there and we work with them and we are supporting them.
Umesema there is a certain age yenye ndio mnawapima na maybe hapa kuna mtoto mmemchukua akiwa mdogo na maybe alizaliwa nayo. Mnafanyanga hadi ili muweze kujua kwa sababu hamwezi pima mtoto kama
There's a way. There's a way because the project has employed nurses and HIV testing service providers. Okay? When you get to that age of being tested, then the nurses have been trained. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a HIV testing provider. But they have been trained to be able to identify those that are already living with HIV. And you know, you can prove that with a card. Yeah, of course, very discreetly because of confidentiality in a clinical room setting. Then you produce a card that they know, oh, this one is already on ARVs. I'm HIV positive. You can't be put on ARVs if you're not tested for HIV and confirmed that you're HIV positive. Yeah, so then we get to know the program operates on confidentiality at highest levels. That's why Quinta was talking about safe spaces. We operate what we call safe spaces. That is where the girl comes and she's able to meet mentors and other professionals where she can speak about what's happening at home, speak about what's happening at school, and you'll be amazed by some of the things that are happening in those boarding schools and in the slum settings. It's crazy. So we give the girl space to come, and even just the fact that the girl will come there and open up. You know, speaking is also therapeutic. And I think that's why you girls thrive very well. Unaona ile mdaku mmepiga hapa. Munacheka, sisi wanaume hata the cameraman ajanisalimia pale. Anijulia hata hali. Lakini na nyinyi udaku.
That's why I'm thinking about even boy child.
Aki, please. So I see girls really chatting in those safe spaces. Wanakuja wanatengenezana nywele hapo, sijui wanapiga tu mushene.
Mwingine anasema venye nikatiwa huko na kimbaba.
Very good. By the way, ukikaa hapo waki usikize saa nyingine unasikiaga tu sinitoke tu hapa. Because they are saying things that you can't imagine. Ati chifu mugani? Huyo chief si alikatia nani? Sasa so girls speak. That's why we give them that platform. We call them safe spaces. They are in those community settings. And we have branded them as safe spaces. You can't go there to threaten anyone. You can't go there to arrest anyone there. So as long as it's our beneficiaries, we have the rules of how you get in there. Na Brenda unafaa kuja safe space kumoja. Please come. Chagua place yoyote. I'll take you there. You chat with the girls. Have fun. Speak many things. Yeah.
Okay. Huku mambo yamechemuka. We are going for a short commercial break. We'll be right back. Quinta tatuambia more about safe spaces sasa. Keep the SMS coming at 21144 and all the comments to all our social media platform at GBS TV Africa. Stay tuned.
It all began with the realization that the transport industry plays a very crucial role. When you look at the border riders, when you look at the matatu drivers, the bus drivers, the truckers, they play a big or vital part in the development of our economies across the region, but they're not appreciated. And the theme for Africa Mashariki Transport Awards is celebrating excellence in the transport industry. 2019, I was there in my living room and I was just watching news, and a news item came on the screen, and close to 3,000 people had lost their lives due to road carnages. And for me, when I looked at these numbers, they're not just mere statistics. These were not just numbers. These were people. These were mothers, these were fathers, these were daughters, these were sons. These were people who had a promising future. But sadly, their lives were cut short because of road carnages. And I sat in my living room and I was asking myself, what needs to be done? Or what can be done? I want to tell you, change starts with small steps. Start where you are with what you have. Because the greatest asset that God has given you is your mind. When the master was going on a long journey, he gave his 3 servants at each talent. And scripture says, each one of them was given according to their ability. So God has given you an ability to create and to do something great. You can create a transformative change in your community, in your society. God will send other people your way who will help you make it into a reality.
everywhere GBS.
Welcome back to Women's View. Remember that this is the show that keeps you entertained and capture everything that's happening around the world. And the topic of today, it's about giving voice to a girl child. Kujipenda nayo. Nakwambia. Okay, Quinta, will you just tell us a little bit more about safe spaces?
Okay, so maybe I'll give a brief of my journey in Dreams as a beneficiary. So I joined Dreams in May 2017. At that time, I was 16 years. So at this age is when mambo ni moto. You are at adolescent stage, you see some changes in your body, you want to do some trials and error. So at this point, there was just a lot of things happening, and I used to see a lot of my peers getting pregnant early, let me just say losing focus. And for me, I wanted something different. So a friend of mine told me about Dreams, and now I was enrolled. So they came home because at that time we were staying. Currently, also, we are living in an informal settlement in Kangemi, that's Kitisuru ward, where Dreams is being implemented. So after I showed my interest, they came where we live because being enrolled, they must come where you stay. So because there's an assessment that has to be done, because not everyone can be brought to the project because they have even specific geographical areas they cover, and also like some survey they do. So if you qualify, that's when you get to be enrolled in the program. No, there's specific geographical places that the program is implemented, but mostly in informal settlements. So they came, they did what they had to do, and according to the survey they did, I was qualified to be one of their targeted audience. So through the journey, at 16, I was taught on various interventions. There's quite a lot of interventions. I was taught on an intervention called My Health, My Choice. At that age, between maybe 15 to 19, these are people who are sexually active, So My Health, My Choice was intervention that talks about safe sex practices and also abstinence, because if it's not a must you engage yourself in sex, abstain. So I was also taken through Sugar. There's a program called Sugar where it's all about the same talking about condom education, talking about how you are supposed to be safe yourself, various ways you can be safe as a girl, and also how you can handle even when it reaches a point you have a male partner. So also when at that time I was in high school, and I also benefited in education subsidy where part of my fee was paid. Then at 18, I finished high school, and now at 18 now there's entrepreneurship training you undergo, whereby after the training you can choose either if you want to go to a vocational institution or if you want to start a business. But for me, I went to a vocational institution before I now realized what I wanted to do, where I was enrolled in baking. I did a course in cake making and pastry. Currently, I bake, but not much. And also, at even the process of being enrolled, you are attached to a mentor. That person that will walk with you the journey. As a dream girl, anytime that maybe you feel low, someone that you can feel free to talk to. Because many are times that there are even things you can't share with your parents. You're not even confident sharing with them. So there's this mentor that you can go and tell her anything, and she won't even discriminate you. You're just free to tell her anything, and she will give you guidance. And that's very important, even to create a safe space for a girl, because if you don't create a safe space for a girl, that's when you will see the even early teenage pregnancies, you will see there's new HIV infections. But again, if there's someone who is there for the girl, you will inspire the girl. You will motivate the girl to reach their goal, because at the end of the day, we want girls to reach their goals, yeah? So the mentor has worked with me all the way. So for me, dreams is again light, because also when I finished Form 4, I did some volunteer work. And there I was identified, and I also went to, in a training to be a mentor. So from there I became a mentor. Now, from being a dream girl, now I mentor other people. Yeah.
Congratulations.
So I've been a mentor for the past 2 years. I'm mentoring girls, just interacting with them, creating a safe space for them, just wanting them to be yourself being a reflection of them, because at the end of the day, even as far much as we teach these girls that mimi ni dream girl, they can't be a replica of you, but again, there's something they will get from you, one or another.
They learn through you.
Yeah.
So you be an example
So
to them.
they won't be a 100% replica of me, but again, kuna kitu watashika ile moja ama mbili, because I also come from the community, yeah? So I've been a mentor for 2 years. Then now, currently, I became now a project assistant. Just the other day, I went for an interview, and now I'm supporting even the program as a project assistant. Yeah, so I can say for me, there's still a lot of gaps, because at the end of the day, there's still challenges day by day. Kuna changamoto mingi huku kwa community. But again, us as a program, we are there doing whatever best we can, so that we can bring change in the community, because at the end of the day, we want a society that is free from HIV infections. We want a society that girls are able to reach their goals, and that's where we are there.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's nice. Gibson.
Yes.
We have talked about training the girl, training the girl, and this person as a guardian or a parent. Do you also train the parents?
Thank you. Thank you for that question. Back to my illustration earlier, that the giving girls a voice through the Dreams project is that the girl is at the center. Now this girl cannot stand alone. I say immediately, just after this girl being at the center, the system that's around her is a family.
Yeah, sure.
It could be a biological mother or a biological father or just a guardian who they live with. So we have the design of the project is that you also have to work with the caregivers, the parents, okay? And how we do it is through, again, a curriculum-based intervention. One is called the Families Matter Program. There is Families Matter Program 1. There is also Families Matter Program 2. The 1 and 2 is a variation of the parenting approach that we want to impact to the parent. Again, these parents of these girls, especially in our African Kenyan setting, it is still like taboo to discuss sex. Okay, it is still like the sex conversation or things that are to do with reproductive health are not so likely taken.
Tunaona ni kama dirty thing.
Ni story mrefu sana. So unataka usupport huyu mzazi, one, either the parent to also impact the girl at home through them, empowering them to speak to the girl, or making the parent aware, what are we going to do in the safe spaces with your girl. These are the kind of things we are going to expose your girl into. So we want you to be a partner in us supporting the girl. So we want a different prong approach for supporting this girl. So our wazazi hatujawacha nyuma. And also remember, I said in those settings, and no one lives in the slums by choice.
Sure.
Yeah.
By the way, on a personal level, I was raised in a slum. It wasn't by choice. It wasn't.
Na imaanishi pia ni mwisho wako.
Na imaanishi pia ni mwisho wangu.
Yeah, sure.
So the demographic analysis of a slum setting, literacy levels are usually suboptimal. So, and of course, you know what goes with literacy levels. Huyu mtu self-esteem yake na empowerment yake kuongelesha an adolescent iko chini. So that is why we have to coin those interventions. Iweze kusaidia huyu mzazi, aweze kuongelesha mtoto wake. At least for me, and I thank God where I am right now, I'm in a position to speak to my daughter and my son comfortably freely about anything. In my village, I mentioned something that I thought, nilisema, no, sanitary. I can take my daughter to the supermarket and buy sanitary pads for her.
You need to make her your friend.
Sasa shida ni auntie alijishika kichwa akasema,
no, it's a natural thing.
So, okay, but you see that's me, and thank God to the exposure, the empowerment that God has given me. Others, hawezi ongea maneno ya sanitary. Okay.
But I think it's so important because unajua wakati unaongelesha mtoto ukiwa kama dad, ana feel free, ana embrace kitu, na kumbe it's not a bad thing. Na ana feel ni part of life.
It is part of life. Yeah. So, and again, giving the girl a voice is so much so that their self-esteem. You see the way Quinta is so comfortable. She can speak. That negotiation power. That negotiation power in a male-dominated society is what we want to give this girl, so that at least they can negotiate and say, no. The intervention is talking about Sugar is the MTV series movie which was happened some years back. It is actually it was a HIV prevention episode. Scenario which talks about love, sex, and money. Usually the movie is shown, then the facilitator will freeze and engage the girls, the participants. Ukiwa situation kama hii, ungefanya aje? Ati hapa sasa hata siwezi fikiria kuhusu condom, hapa mambo imechemuka. So those kind of conversation is what we have with the girl, so that this girl can have a voice, not in a bad way, not to dominate the man or the other girls, but so that she is cognizant of the fact that she has rights, her health is very important, and where she's going is probably needs much more attention than where she's coming from.
Sure.
Okay, Aki nakwambia tamu imeisha na tuko na mambo mingi ya kuongea. But don't worry my viewers. Next time tutaongelea more. Let's have our parting shot as we conclude.
Viewers, I'm so glad to walk this down. Hiyo time imepepea, najua mmebaki mmehang hivi kama mimi. But next time we'll give you more. Thank you, Gibson, Quinta, for coming and educating us about hope. You are really doing a good job encouraging the girl, empowering her. Unajua mara mingi watu wakiwa kwa slums wanachukua sisi ni kama tunaishi tu inchi kwa inchi na inchi iko na wenyewe. But when you give them, there is always a second chance. I can see a beautiful girl like Quinta. You have meant her to be who she is today. And na wakati anafanya hivyo atakumbuka, atakuwa free to mentor other girls. Wakimuona hivyo anasema, I want to be like that girl. Wakilisikiza story yake wanapata hope. So I'm so glad. Thank you viewers for being with us. I've been with you, Anne Muruga. Thank you. Until next time.
Thank you, Brenda. And from my office, actually I didn't say that I'm the social protection lead in Hope World in Kenya under the Dreams Project. I also want to mention that we are not the only Dreams implementer in the country. There are other Dreams implementing partners in the Western region, some coast region, even in Nairobi as well. But I just think we have one of the largest Dreams projects here in Kenya and in Africa. My parting shot is that if you're a girl out there, please set your sail on the right star. And the boy child, do not be left behind. I know we've spoken about the giving girls a voice, but it's giving girls a voice in a society that has men as well, who are also our sons and brothers, and they need to also be heard. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. I'm still Gibson Nganga, and it will be great for me to come back here and discuss more. Thank you.
Okay, so for me, I would first appreciate for coming here. At least we've had a good interaction. And according to me, as at today, according to the National Syndemic Disease and Council, I saw that as at now, the new HIV infections are at 34,450. And among these new HIV infections, the highest people leading are the young people aged between 15 to 24. So what does this mean? So there's still more work to be done. And as a girl living in an informal community, there's still more work to be done. And as a girl outside there, let's say no to new HIV infection and always reach where you wanna be. Yeah, it's not always easy. Kuna changamoto mbalimbali, lakini let's always put our eyes on the right direction. Yeah.
Okay, viewers, mmesikia hayo maneno. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, Brenda Mlamba. Till next time, peace. Bye-bye.
Everywhere, GBS.